Hi, welcome to the player search tutorial. For this tutorial we're going to explain how to access a player search and how to use it. To access it you do so via the transfers menu. In here you can search for players and you can also search for staff. The staff search we'll cover in a separate tutorial. So for the player search there's different types of player search available to you. There is just player search which will search all players in the game. But there's also other types of search which will only search subsets of players in the game. So the negotiation search will only search for players who are currently in a transfer negotiation. So these ones are ones that are available to you to get in the next 24 hours, provided you bid the most for them. Free agents, these are players not owned by any user, and these are players that you can either instantly sign on the spot, or players who could be available via a transfer negotiation over 24 hours, depending on how long they've been a free agent for. Youth players, these are 15-year-old players who are added into the game in the current season, and you can bid for those during the last week of the season, but you can search for them beforehand and shortlist the ones that you're interested in. Shortlist will only search for players who are currently on your shortlist, and transfer list will search for players who are currently transfer listed. And again, the player search will just search for all players. Now we're not going to do our example searches to return results of players owned by other users because that wouldn't be fair to bring attention to their players. So we're just going to do free agent search. Now this is only going to search free agents, and it's just going to list a bunch of free agents by default. So let's say we're interested in a striker. So for our striker we might want him to be pretty good at finishing. Now to get the finishing, you can see we went add condition, technical attribute, finishing. So the attributes you're accessing via the physical attributes drop list, mental, technical, or goalkeeper attributes, and you just access them that way. So we've got our finishing attribute. Now we can say that we want the score to be at least a set amount, but we can also have some other conditions. Now these can be more useful for other types of conditions like age. You might not want a player to be over a set age, so you might say is at most 23 years old. But for the attributes, typically you just want is at least. That's the condition that you want, and we put in the value that we want to search for. Let's say it's 17, so we want a striker with pretty good finishing. And we can click search and it's going to update the results, but you can see that we've still got a lot of players who are returning that condition. So the next thing we might say is, well, we're looking for a striker here, and we don't really want to spend time to potentially train a player in a new position. So we're just going to say we only want players who are, say, at least accomplished. So is at least accomplished in the striker position. So we can click search again, and it's narrowed the results, but we've still got a lot, so we can be a bit more picky with our conditions here. So we might say, well, we want a striker to be pretty quick as well. So let's say he's got at least 17 pace, and now we've only got 7 results. It's definitely enough that we can individually look through these players. So if we click on a player, we'll bring up his profile, and then we can use these up and down arrows, and it's going to go through the players that are returned in our search one at a time. Any players who are free agents have a sign button, we can just click that and we'll instantly sign him. And any players that say bid, it means that they haven't been a free agent for long enough yet, not for a week yet, so you're going to have to bid, and it will start a transfer negotiation, and you'd have to be the highest bidder to get them. So let's go back to our free agent search. So from here, there are other conditions that you can add. So age, we said before, we might say is at most. We don't want a player who is older than 26, let's say, and we can click search, and it's going to trim these results even more. You can click export, and it's going to export the details of the players and search results into a CSV file onto your actual PC, and then you can open that and you can look at the data and manipulate it or do whatever you want outside of the application with that data. We're going to do a separate tutorial on exporting data from the game. Other thing that you can do here is you can save your search and then you just give it a name. So let's say we're going to call this young quick striker. That's what we're going to call this search, and then we click save. And this search is saved, and if we click load, our saved searches will appear under this list. So we can click clear now, and we've lost our search. Then we can click load young quick striker, and we get our conditions back. Another thing that we can do is we could maybe add in more conditions, like let's say we want our striker to also have really good off the ball, but then we don't get any results. So we can say from here, obviously this isn't any good because it's not found us any players. So we can just, rather than having to delete and add conditions in, we can just decheck one, and then it's not going to apply it, but it will still be saved there, so we can easily add it back in after. And then we can click search and say, well, even without the age, we still don't get any results. So let's say, okay, maybe we don't need them to be quick, and now we get some results in. So we've got 6 results of players who meet the checked conditions. So they've got at least 17 finishing, at least 17 off the ball, and they are at least accomplished in the striker position. So hopefully this will explain to you how to create searches, how to run searches, how to look through the search results, how to save your searches. To delete saved searches, you just do so via this menu, and then it will going to delete it. So clear, and now load, and our search is now gone because we've deleted it. And search will just run the search. At the moment we've got no criteria, so it's just going to return all free agents. Clear is going to clear whatever conditions you got down here. So if we had a condition, we want players with at least 20 in acceleration, well, let's say 19, so I'll get some results hopefully, yes. And then we can click clear, and it's going to clear our search conditions here. So that's how you search for players. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and as we said, there'll be a separate tutorial for staff search, and there'll be a separate tutorial for exporting data. Thank you for watching this tutorial.